Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Untitled Wrestling Podcast. It is me, your boy Big Tasty, joined this time by Jay. How's it going, Jay?
I am okay. I have had 4 beers and I feel like I've had 16 beers because I unintentionally did a dry January for 2 weeks.
Fair enough. This is going to go off the rails real quick.
Oh, it sure is.
Faye is also here.
Hi. Yes, I am good. I am tired. But we'll move.
And from inside of the Blair Witch Project, Troy is also here.
Yeah.
I'm all right. I'm a bit ill, but I am repping the brand.
Oh, nice. And
Yeah.
also, with Troy's camera looks like it's like from the 80s.
Yeah, it's great.
Troy looks like he's
what's going on
filming.
with it.
Troy looks like he's filming an Outrunners vignette.
Yeah.
More on that later.
More or less.
So we are here today to do some predictions for the year. We did some last year. Jay, have you got any stats for us from last year's predictions?
Yeah, so I will quickly go through what we predicted last year because some of them came true. So I'll do what we predicted would happen first. I'll do the titles when we get to that. So first off, what I predicted will happen in 2024. Swerve will be AEW champion, which he was. Faye predicted Zack Sabre Jr. would be in the C2, which he wasn't.
Shame.
Troy predicted that Sasha Banks would come back to WWE. I don't know who that is or what that is. I predicted that Nigel McGuinness would come out of retirement, which did happen.
I'm so glad that happened.
And Troy also predicted that AEW will get a streaming deal, which happened just at the arse end of the year. Like, just
Well
about.
done.
Yeah.
Might happen. Faye predicted that Okada would go to WWE, which
I don't know who that Faye was.
thank the Lord did not happen. I predicted an AEW vs TNA pay-per-view, which did not happen.
Very much the opposite, quite frankly.
Absolutely the opposite. Troy predicted that Andrew Daddy would go to WWE, which did happen, but I don't know what he's done because, yeah.
He had a few good matches against what's his puss? I can't remember.
Don't worry about it.
It's fine.
I predicted that CM Punk would become Shawn Michaels number 2 in NXT, which has pretty much happened unofficially.
Yeah.
He become his number 2 attempt to Gusa, so.
I mean, his Instagram's full of pictures with him and young girls who go to NXT, so you know. And Troy predicted that Brock Lesnar would retire, which, I mean, he got cancelled, so may as well be true.
Might as well have done.
Was that last year?
That was last year. Yeah, sure.
Last year was a lot of shit happened last
It
year.
was literally this time last year, because it's been a year that we stopped covering WWE, which was pretty much about a week after we recorded this last
I was
podcast.
shocked when I found out that like the fake Willy Wonka thing was last year. I thought it was like 5 years ago.
That's not real.
Yeah, that feels like time ago.
So then we had outside chance that it could happen. So I had Rollins leaving WWE, which obviously didn't happen because he's got that boot firmly.
Because I'm still sad.
Troy predicted Sheamus goes to AEW on the week that Sheamus has signed a new 5-year deal.
Great.
I predicted that Vince McMahon would get fired by TKO, which did happen.
Yes.
Troy predicted WWE would open the Forbidden Door, which did happen.
Yeah.
And Faye predicted that Ryan would finally lose his eyebrows, which did happen.
Did.
So yeah, we
was that only this? I was about to say, was that only this year?
That's last calendar year.
I think that was actually 2023, but it
Maybe
was.
you should look at them again.
So something like that echoes through time, doesn't it? I think it happens in every year.
Also, Ryan told us his eyebrows grew back unnaturally fast, which makes me think it was a lie. So
I mean, we watched it shave them off.
Yeah, but I mean, have you seen how bad
video evidence.
Have you seen how bad this camera quality is?
What, is it as bad as mine?
It's worse than yours, and you look like you're like covered in bees. So you know there is that. But yeah, we got quite a lot of those predictions right. The belt ones, not so much. Don't worry about it. But everything else, yeah. So let's go into what our predictions are for this year, because we've had some audacious ones to say the least. Shall I go first? Because Faye's dealing with Matthew kicking off.
It's fine, he's gone.
Because I may have mentioned how basically yesterday Liverpool got less points than Alexander Isak scored goals today. So I thought I'd just make sure he knew that, and now he's really angry about it. So I'll start. I think that Gabe Kidd will be announced as Tanahashi's final opponent. Tanahashi has announced that he will be retiring at 2026's Wrestle Kingdom. Around November is when they announce that things are going to happen in New Japan. So I think that Gabe Kidd will be the person who is Tanahashi's final match.
I can see that.
Do you think that? I'm not disagreeing.
I mean, they gave him that match with Kenny Omega, and then the entrance, Gabe Kidd made a point of like squaring up to Tanahashi and saying, "I'm Mr. New Japan now," and then after the match, there was a lovely moment where Gabe and Tanahashi were both crying and like shared a lovely moment. So I think that Tanahashi sees Gabe Kidd as like the next guy.
Okay.
Kenny put him over massively as well in the press conference afterwards.
And Gabe's only like 27 years old, so he's basically like going to be their guy for the next sort of 10 years, I think. So yeah, I think that is a very safe bet to put through. Who would like to go next?
I can go next.
Okay.
I've got a will happen as well, and I've got Eddie Kingston beat Jericho for the Ring of Honor title.
Don't give me hope,
because I just really want that to happen.
Eddie Kingston's got to come back from injury and murder somebody, hasn't he? And like, why not Jericho?
I want it to be MJF because the lols.
Who was
MJF to beat Jericho?
No, just Eddie to kill MJF.
Oh, fair. No, yeah.
Who was Eddie feuding with before he became injured?
Gabe Kidd.
Gabe Kidd in New Japan. And he got injured in the blow-off match for that. In AEW, it was the Young Bucks.
It was kind of Mark Briscoe as well. Like Mark Briscoe he lost the title to Mark Briscoe. So he had his 3 belts. He lost the the Continental title to Okada. He lost the Ring of Honor title to Mark Briscoe in like a kind of a respect thing, and then he lost the strong title to Gabe Kidd in the match where he did his leg.
Yeah.
Right. Do you see him picking up off any of those feuds, or was it just like a clean slate?
Here's the thing. I think that Eddie Kingston was very much going to be in the position that Darby was in that feud.
Oh, that would have been amazing.
And the way that was kind of being portrayed was that Darby's going to eventually become AEW champion. I wholeheartedly think that was Eddie Kingston's role, and he got hurt. And I know it felt more like they put Mark Briscoe in that position, but I think the Darby was meant to be in the Mark Briscoe position. Eddie was meant to be in the Darby position. I feel like AEW for a long, long time now have been sort of sowing the seeds that Eddie Kingston should be world champion, and I couldn't agree more because Eddie Kingston's the best.
I mean, it'd be him with Mox being champion. It'd make a lot of sense, ready to come back and feud with Moxley because like he's always been like the yin to Moxley's yang, hasn't he?
Yeah,
he'd be the perfect guy to kill that fucking Death Riders feud. Just Eddie, no nonsense. Eddie Kingston coming out saying this is horse shit, just hitting Mox with just one back fist and then pinning him. And
Renee crying in the corner.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Eddie Kingston being bored while he's rehabbing and trolling Matt Menard on World's End's pre-show the other day and calling his phone when he saw it was on the desk.
Yeah. He does it to Tony loads as well, doesn't he? Like he texts him like during comms.
He's a fucking menace. I love him.
Remember when he like legit like phoned up the show to like have a go at someone?
It was Jericho, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, just angry Eddie Kingston is the best Eddie Kingston. No, I'm here for it. I don't think it'll be Jericho, but I do think Eddie's going to come back and
I'd just like to see
somebody.
Eddie cave Jericho's face in again, so then like he retires to that big fuzzy.
Oh, he won't.
Tour. I know.
How far off return, like recover? Obviously, he's recovering. How far off a return is Eddie? Has there been any news?
He's training with Caesar Bononi, isn't he? At the minute.
I'd say a couple of months probably.
All we have is spring. There's no set timeline. The injury itself was meant to be 6 months. He had to
longer than that.
Well, he had to delay getting surgery on it.
Didn't he have like hernia or something as well? Or
I think
something
he had another injury which delayed him getting surgery.
Yeah.
Because it was like a freak accident where he basically broke his leg and he fucked like a load of muscles in his knee as well. So one injury kind of prevented the other one from getting treatment on, and yeah. But hopefully we'll be back soon. Hopefully. Who is next?
Yeah, I'll take next if you want. So mine's quite I've said, despite both major companies now being on streaming services, ratings discourse will continue to be absolutely exhausting.
Yes.
Yep. Agree.
No,
agree.
1000%.
Because it shouldn't matter. It's never really mattered. It shouldn't matter at all now, because now we'll never know what the ratings are truly, because we don't know the streaming numbers.
There's no real metric for it, is there?
Well,
if you listen really closely, you can hear Brian Alvarez screaming in pain.
Well, you say that, but also one thing you've got to remember is that in the US, WWE are still on network television, as are AEW. So
I know.
How? I thought they'd started.
So it's only Raw that went to Netflix in the US. SmackDown and NXT are still on network television on the CW and USA respectively.
And AEW simulcast on both.
Yeah, so there will absolutely still be discourse. It will absolutely still be exhausting. And also, it's the year of our Lord 2025, and no one gives a fuck about ratings because nobody watches live television anymore, despite the fact I am watching a live football match to my right.
Football's different, don't worry about it.
And it is now 3-0.
Football's different in the UK because you can watch it at a reasonable time.
Yeah, that's true. But I suppose the same with wrestling to a degree. But
well, that's part of the reason why AEW is still such a hot commodity for networks, because it is still sort of appointment television. Like sport and sport adjacent products are one of the few things that people do watch live because spoilers.
And the thing is as well, which people seem to forget, is that like if you want to look at the sports side of things, you wouldn't watch football exclusively for one team like all the time if you didn't like that team. So if there's an alternative team that you watch that you enjoy better than that team that is always seems to be on television, you'll watch the alternative team.
Mm-hmm.
But Jay, what if only 1.1 million people watch your team and 2.1 million people watch another team? Does that mean your team are better than your team?
I mean, if we're getting into the weeds on this, Sunderland had empty seats all around for their FA Cup game at the weekend because they're not a real football club. But, you know, I still enjoyed watching the Newcastle game, so that doesn't matter.
You'd enjoy watching a Newcastle game if there were no fans in the stand.
Mate, I've fucking been to Newcastle games where I've had the worst time of my life and I've cried. I went to a game on my birthday where we lost to Everton. It was the worst birthday I've ever had.
I had to march for you, mate.
Also, we have the potential of being in a cup final on my birthday this year. So there's always potential for that birthday to get worse.
Just so worse all the time.
Oh yeah, sure is. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked. Yeah, I 100% agree with you, Tasty. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next.
Go on then, mate.
I've gone for a safe bet. Tony Khan to announce approximately 3 tournaments this year.
Only 3?
new tournaments.
Just a tournament.
Just tournaments.
Tournaments.
I think we've got a lock in, really, haven't we, with probably going to announce the women's C2.
Yeah. Hey, someone might have that later further down the
line. I think there's like one thing that AEW do really well is announcing like a tournament for like a number 1 contendership spot to give hype to a match. So I can absolutely see that happen.
I don't think we'll see a big tournament like another men's C1.
No.
Do you know what I'd love to come back? The mixed tag team tournament. That was fucking great.
Yeah. I'd love that.
Oh, but Kenny's here.
Yeah.
I'd love them leading up to Forbidden Door to revisit the women's title tournament where they did like one side American, one side Japanese, and then the winner of each bracket. That was ace. And
also, we didn't have the Full Gear one in November, did we?
We haven't for like 2 years. But
I didn't like. I enjoyed.
they've
that.
also sort of replaced that with the Owen.
Yeah, I suppose so. Okay, but yeah, more women's
Owen gets a
tournaments,
title shot
please.
now, don't he?
With
Yeah.
loads of scary women just trying to murder each other.
I haven't put this down, but I think that AEW will probably announce women's tag titles this year because
Yes.
they seem to be adding a lot of like pairings of women at the moment. Like they've got the Vendetta who they're pushing really heavily. They've got
the Renegade Twins.
The Renegade Twins, Penelope Ford and Harley Cameron have got that weird sort of thing. They're teasing that Stat and Willow are going to team up again. I can see that leading to a women's tag title tournament, which would be ace.
What we need is we need Ty to go over to Japan with Anna, and then they both come back and murder like the entire locker room.
That'll be
like,
nice.
Yeah.
Love a bit of a return of TJ.
Yeah.
But yeah, my actual next one is probably the most open goal thing I could have got, which is that Okada and Omega are probably going to have match of the year at All In.
And I'm going to cry as a bonus prediction.
As a rule, they only do absolute certified out of this world bangers.
Yeah.
Thing is, though, it would only be 7 stars in the Tokyo Dome.
I don't think they're capable of having a bad match generally and against each other.
Have you watched any of them yet, Troy? I know you were like asking questions about it.
I've seen a few of them.
Yeah,
I've caught up on a few.
Have you watched the Iron Man match? Because that is legitimately the greatest match of all time for me.
No, I haven't.
That's the one where it's like a no limit. I think it's a no limit 2 out of 3 falls match. I apologize.
And
it's just it goes about like an hour, almost an hour and a half, and it's fucking incredible.
Fucking hell!
And it doesn't feel like an hour and a half. It feels like it's about 20 minutes, and you're just like, what's gonna happen?
It is through tears, isn't it? Like,
yeah, they never missed it. There's very rarely that you get people who have that level of chemistry with one another. The instant one that kind of comes to mind, which is a very old school one, is Ric Flair and Sting, who would just seem to be able to pull a good match out of their arse. And yeah, I think we got the tease at World's End. We know we're getting it there. It's just getting there now. Kenny's come back like a fucking nihilist, and like he's gonna just kill everybody to have the best matches of all time. He's already had a match of the year contender at this point.
Yeah.
And he looks 2 weeks into the year.
and he
This is what happened last time though. Like it was like January, and it was like, oh well, we've seen the best now. Might as well just like
the bar's up here already.
Yeah.
But he also looks like he's the best version of Kenny Omega we've ever seen.
Somehow.
So I think he's going to have a very good year, and I think that's going to be like the kind of the crown jewel of his year, so to speak.
I think like as well, he's doing that thing again, where he's like, oh no, my stomach, and then he does something fucking insane, and you're like,
Kenny Omega selling his stomach is like Bryan Danielson selling his neck. Yeah, it makes me insanely uncomfortable, but also it adds so much more to the match. But in the moment, I'm like, please stop.
Yeah.
Right. Who wants to go next? Because we do have a few.
I'll go next. I've got the Young Bucks to lose the IWGP belt at Forbidden Door to the Bullet Club War Dogs.
Yeah.
That'd be mad if we saw Driller win the IWGP titles in fucking the Dome. That would be fucking nuts.
I'll up the ante on that a little bit. I think the specific pairing will be Gabe and Driller.
Oh, see, Driller was proper in Kenny's face on Wrestle Kingdom. Did you see?
Oh, was.
Yeah, he was like right fucking there. And
Dan Maloney wanted to fight Kenny Omega like he did
Like,
that man
so
outside
badly.
of Kitty's that Joe had to stop him from beating up. That's a very niche reference that Joe, when he listens to this, will be giggling away to himself about.
But yeah, it was Driller was like feral, and I was like, oh my god, like it just really puts things into perspective. But I think I think they're gonna keep them at Osaka,
Mm-hmm.
and I think they're gonna have a little run with them, and they'll do like the strong ones and maybe another Japan one. I don't know. The book seemed really happy, but
I would
I
also,
think they're gonna lose them at Forbidden Door.
I would also say that if it isn't the War Dogs, it may be the Vets because they teased.
Can we have that? Yeah.
Well, they teased the Vets and the Young Bucks at All In, and then fuck all came of it because the Outrunners got really over and everyone forgot about the Grizzled Young Veterans. I can see the eventual, because let's face it, they're going to do the Young Bucks first, the Grizzled Young Veterans. It seems like a match that AW really want to happen. They just need to get that build right.
Well, no, the problem in AW is they just need people in AW to give a fuck about the Grizzled Young Veterans because they landed like a wet fart.
Yeah.
They did a very bad job of kind of making them feel like a big deal, which is shit because the Grizzled Young Veterans should be their tag champions right now, in my opinion.
Yeah.
They'd be doing a much better job than the Private Party. And I love Private Party, but
I mean, you could have them beat Private Party for the belts if you don't put them on the Hurt Syndicate, which I think they will. If they don't,
win it, surely.
I have a feeling that Hurt Syndicate win them, and then maybe House of Black win them off the Hurt Syndicate. Because they
give me that.
They made such a big deal about Buddy and Brody like being future tag champions in the last 2 weeks that it's like that just makes sense.
Telegraphing it for 6 months or so down the line.
Oh yeah, and also
or in AW's case, like 2 years, and you're like, oh, remember when they did that?
and also Brody King versus Bobby
Lashley
Lashley would be filth.
That would feed families.
Brody King and Bobby Lashley fighting each other would make me happier than I think I could fathom.
Like two houses fighting each other.
Yeah, have that. Have Buddy and Shelton, the two worky boys, just kneeing the shit out of each other. Be fucking awesome.
Yes, please.
MVP and Julia screaming at one another.
While we're on the subject, House of Black, can I throw my next one in?
Yes,
go on.
Absolutely.
It's not on here. It's one I've kept close to my chest. It's a big shout. This one. It's a bit of a wild card. Malachi Black will return to WWE, and they still won't know how to fucking book him.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
Like, we'll put him back in the spooky cupboard for another 6 months.
Get back in your cupboards.
Who wants to pick a fight with me? I love Malachi Black. I think he's a once in a lifetime talent.
Yeah.
I think
I love him.
His actual
guys, I think he might be washed. I think he might be kind of done.
I was gonna say, I think with the injuries that he's sustained to his back, I think his actual like not his ability, because he's still very fucking good, but I think that like his best years are behind him. But that is like saying that, as I say, that's like saying fucking Kenny Omega's best years are behind him, but he's still fucking
I used to love Malachi, Alistair Black in NXT. He like got me, helped get back into wrestling back from that period.
Yeah.
And his whole AW run just has not done it for me. I don't know if he's gotten like worse or if my tastes have just changed.
I think the injury really like didn't help.
When did he get injured though?
It was
because he's been there 3 years. He wasn't.
He said on Instagram though, like when we had these rumors last time, he was like, "I'm fine."
No, he's got a really bad. He's got a serious injury. You can tell because he can't lie down for more than 3 seconds.
Well, he did genuinely get like a really bad back injury. I'm not 100% sure when it was, but he did miss a lot of time.
Yeah, he did.
It might have been around when they did those return vignettes for the entire House of Black. But he certainly missed like a long period of time, and it was like, oh shit, I hope he's okay. Because he did that thing, didn't he? Was it when they had the match with Sting, Darby, and Miro, and he like did the whole like sort of like bow into the crowd, and everyone thought he was leaving. It was like,
He's
no,
done that like 4 times, though, man. He's fucking
Yeah, I know. Because didn't he, when he had that match with Adam Cole, that singles match with Adam Cole?
That was his last appearance in AEW. Full
but
stop.
they had a big hug, didn't he? Like,
yeah. Apparently, his contract is up in March, so
just get him fucking gone. Let him go. You just want to be there.
that's the thing. Like, if he doesn't want to be there, like
at this point in time, I would sooner have Malachi go and do whatever the fuck he wants to do, and push both Brody and Buddy to the fucking moon, because those guys are insanely talented. Julia gets it anyway. I think she like the thing is, Julia, because obviously like she's like in the women's division, she gets that push anyway. Whereas Brody and Buddy were kind of like bundled in this like trio tag team with Malachi, and it kind of like was a stumbling block for them, because if he wasn't about, they weren't about, and
and it was very much felt like Malachi wanted to be the guy, not like in like a, I don't know if it was in a selfish way or whatever, but it did feel. But like the other two felt just as legitimate as he did.
I mean,
you know what I mean? Like,
Buddy Matthews.
I hope we get to see more of that.
Buddy Matthews had that incredible match with Will Ospreay this week on Dynamite.
Oh, it was so good.
And straight after, Ospreay was like, "Yeah, you're fucking incredible. I want to wrestle you again. If you need a tag partner, I want to tag with you." And that legitimized Buddy. And it's like, well, why the fuck haven't you done that for the last like 18 months he's been there?
Troy, have you seen Brody King's match against David Finlay at Wrestle Dynasty?
No, I heard it was a bit tasty.
My God.
It was.
I heard it fed families.
It was mighty stiff.
Yeah. Have you ever seen someone hit a barricade so hard it moves the stage? Because that's what happens.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Brody King did a ton of war crimes. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was so good.
Right, who's next anyway? Or do you want me to read Ryan's one that he's put here?
Go on, throw Ryan's in.
Ryan seems to think that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are going to have a ladder war in WWE or Mystery Wrestling, and I think neither of them will happen.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Because, first of all, ladder wars are Ring of Honor thing.
What, Mystery Wrestling, the promotion owned by someone who works for AW?
Well,
was Ryan smoking crack when he wrote these?
Probably. Might have been down the glider station getting some like excitement. But
cruising at the glider station.
Cruising.
I don't know what that means.
Don't worry about it.
It's probably for the best.
Oh God.
Yeah, I'd like to see that match again. Not that we've ever had it. We had Kevin Steen versus El Generico. El Generico died by getting package power drivered on a ladder bridge.
That match, their blow-off match was like 10 years old the other day.
I know.
It's still the most upsetting wrestling match I've ever seen.
I watched that match with Ryan, and he was nearly sick when El Generico took the package power driver on the ladder bridge.
Yeah.
Like,
what about when he took the package power driver on the top of the turnbuckle?
Don't worry about it. Either way, there was
gave Steen the brainbuster on the turnbuckle.
There was all of the neck trauma I've ever seen in that match ever. I want to see that match again in the year of our Lord 2025. I still don't think I'm ready for it to watch it again. I've seen it once, and that's it. And I remember everything.
Everything.
That's seared into his brain.
That's trauma.
It will haunt you like seeing every ghost ever.
No, like you know, like in Inside Out, when something happens, they're like, "Oh, it's a new core memory." It's not tasty.
I mean, there's things that happened in that series of matches that will haunt me to my dying day for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll happen. Sorry, Ryan, but yeah. Who's next?
I'll chuck one in. I've got Ray Phoenix to join WWE. I mean, it feels like he's going to.
Gasp.
Penta's already there.
I mean,
apparently all his merch has gone off the
So the only concern is, will it happen this year? Because will Tony keep extending his contract?
That's the point. Because
I mean,
he can tack time on because he's injured. Is that right?
Yeah.
So some might say that he's already agreed a deal. Not WWE's lawyers.
No, more like Conan.
Well, yeah.
He took all his merch off the shop, off the AW shop.
It's insane that they added 3As to Raw now.
What? Shut up.
Triple A to Raw.
Triple H changed name. Triple H changed name to Triple A.
Anyway,
coming out of the lucha mask.
Then now forever, Penta is
to a mariachi version of the game.
It's that screen cap of him with Triple H, and then it's on his Twitter feed that he's reposted, and directly underneath it is the tweet previous, and it said, "My present is with AEW," and it's like, for fuck's sake, like,
Penta, you gigantic carny. Why? Please never change it, you fucking madman. Has anyone got anything else in the will?
Yes, I have.
Yeah,
John Moxley bleeds at least 9 more times.
Yeah, I mean he's been holding off a little late lately. He's been holding out on us a bit. He's not been bleeding an awful lot.
He's not bled at
saving
all
it for
this year.
Cincy.
He only bled since the Death Riders run. I believe he's only bled once, which was an accident.
The Bryan match, wasn't it?
No, the 4-way where he got like his head split open on the table.
Oh yeah.
Where he split his head open on the fucking TV.
I suppose Will Hobbs is going to squeeze him so hard all of his blood's going to come out. So
that's true. I do.
Like a fucking watermelon.
What if they just put the belt on Hobbs?
At time of recording, Hobbs is about to wrestle Moxley tonight, and I am praying the Hobbs dethrones Mox because I'm done with the fucking Death Riders. I don't think
I don't hate it.
But you were so excited for it, were you not?
No,
that was me.
I was beyond angry when they turned on Bryan Danielson, Troy.
I know that. I thought just the Death Riders.
Yeah, Troy, I think the point is we were all excited for it 6 months ago and nothing has happened. This isn't WWE where we just do the same storyline again and again and again.
Tasty. Here's the thing. It's been 4.
It feels like it's been 3 years. Remember when I said it felt like the Wonka thing was 5 years ago? It feels like this Death Riders thing was 10 years ago.
It's definitely AEW's version of like the Bloodline in the sense that it's gone far too fucking long and it just should end.
Yeah,
I am enjoying it immensely, but that's for my own selfish, perverted reasons.
I mean, never forget, fuck Mox, fuck Claudio, fuck Marina, fuck Yuta, fuck Pac, Eddie Kingston.
So, can I say the only redeeming thing about this whole Death Riders thing is Claudio's leaning really hard into the Warhammer aesthetic.
Yeah.
He sure is. Claudio was slowly but surely becoming a Black Templar.
He was talking about doing penance the other day because he lost a singles match. I was like, fucking hell.
Yeah.
That fucking lunatic. Right. We've done all of our will happen. Let's do is likely going to happen. Who wants to go first?
Can I segue on from that Claudio thing with my one?
Go on, Faye.
Claudio in the G1 is likely to happen.
This has to happen. I feel like this has to happen.
Yes.
For the good of the land.
For the good of the land.
Yeah.
I mean, look how good Claudio's run in both C2s was. Whenever Claudio goes over to New Japan, everyone loses their shit. Like,
yeah, because he's a big man and he can fucking go.
Yeah.
So
his match against Shota was great.
It was very good. I'd very much like to see Claudio having singles matches with Ishii, Hiroki Goto. Who's that other one?
Toru Yano for the boys.
He'll simply.
Yano should beat Claudio by gaffer taping him to the railings.
Selling him knockoff Warhammer stuff.
Claudio will simply pick up your favourite junior heavyweight and throw him to low orbit.
Yeah.
I need Claudio versus Despy like I need oxygen. I want Claudio to uppercut Naito so hard that his knees evaporate.
Okay, Toru Yano would actually beat Claudio by like making him a nice coffee, and then while he was enjoying it, he'd like roll him up or something.
Yeah.
Oh no, he 100% would. Or I mean, I still stand by not last year's G1, but the year before's. The best match of that entire tournament wasn't Eddie Kingston and Ishii like we all thought it was. It was Yano versus Zack Sabre Jr. Where
that was funny.
They took turns and gaffer taping each other's arms and legs together on the top of the ramp, and then we had 2 near countouts while Zack Sabre Jr. was still gaffer taped together, and then Zack Sabre Jr. proceeded to rip his limbs off. Also, little G1 sidebar here. If we get Claudio, we should get Hechicero as well.
Oh yes,
Yes.
please make it happen.
Hechicero deserves to be in the G1, man.
Whenever
See
anyone's not
that-
booked Hechicero, everyone should be asking, "Where's Hechicero?"
Where's Hechicero?
Exactly.
See that wizard man that you like, Jay?
He's an
Yeah.
alchemist.
An alchemist. You've
he's-
got his mask, haven't you?
I have.
That's it.
I
Yes,
bought his
I
mask.
He
remember
at the
wrestled.
Red
He
Pro show,
wrestled Zack Sabre Jr. at Rev Pro the day before All In.
and it
This
was
year,
one
last
of
year.
That was it.
the
And it
best
was
matches I've ever
fucking
seen
incredible.
in person.
Nice.
The finish was Zack Sabre Jr. doing a neck snap with his legs, and
Oh, that always makes me wince.
then like locking Hechicero up like a fucking pretzel, and it was horrifying.
That was the nastiest submission move I've ever seen anybody do.
Oh yeah, like I was ready to call fucking The Hague and say this man's committing war crimes against another man.
Zack Sabre Jr. needs to go to Nuremberg.
He sure does. He sure does.
Oh.
Yeah, I'd like to see Hechicero in the G1. And Claudio. Let's not forget Claudio. That was the whole point of the thing. Who's next?
I'm not next, but it's one that's already been said. Like Tater, you said it about Malachi going back to WWE. I've got it in my likely to happen. I feel it can sit in either. So yeah.
I think it's nailed on.
I
he's
think
got,
it's locked in.
he's got one foot in the door already because he's a Triple H guy, isn't he? But like, I just really am concerned they're going to do fuck all with him because I don't think he's an easy person to book.
No. And look at what they've done with the Wyatt 6 months on.
Well, you can't because
Yeah.
there's nothing.
Exactly.
Not great. Not great.
Here's where my Wyatt 6 booking would be if I fucking had any.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw my name in the hat for a Well, first actually, I'm gonna dismiss Ryan's because he's put Becky Lynch to AEW and Becky Lynch has literally resigned with WWE.
Has he just signed a new contract with WWE?
Yeah.
Ryan smoking crack.
So to go away from Ryan's nonsense about women's wrestling, I'm gonna go to something that I think will more likely than not happen, but I put it on the outside because I don't know if it's going to happen this year or if it's going to happen next year. And that is Mercedes Moné and Athena have a major match on a pay-per-view.
I want
this
that
has to
so
happen.
badly.
It should happen at All In because that's the fucking money match for that women's division right now.
The money match.
It's either Mercedes versus Athena or Mercedes versus Toni Storm. Either of them will sell fucking tickets. But I think this, with it being in Texas, Athena's from Texas.
Yeah.
Athena has got a 2-year reign with the ROH title. Mercedes collecting belts. They could do champion versus champions. And
Winner take all.
winner take all. And it gives everyone a reminder of just who the fuck Athena is.
And Athena wins and ends up carrying like 6 belts home with her.
Either that or, Mercedes wins the belt and becomes more of a heel, which either way, it's a win-win position for AEW at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it'll probably happen at All In. But
I don't know if they have enough time to build Athena up, considering she's not been on AEW for like over 2 years.
Mate, they don't need time. They literally
I don't think they need to. I think she could walk
They-
straight in and
they can literally
Yeah.
have Mercedes saying she's collecting belts and have Athena go, "Do you want this one? Because you're not gonna fucking get it." It will take away from the story with Billy Starks, which I think is the logical person to beat Athena.
But you can put it on Billy Starks whenever, can't you? Like,
Yeah,
she's got
but-
time.
Also, I think this is like a fucking money match, and they need to really just do it ASAP.
I think as well, Athena had such a good showing on the AEW New Japan pay-per-view in that match that like that sort of put eyes back on her. Like
And she wrestled Tekla in a Stardom, which I need to see, like, very much.
that's my New Year's resolution, to watch more Stardom.
We said this last year, and
so
None-
definitely
none
said
of
that
us
last year.
Yeah.
Can I go
Locking
next?
it in. Go on.
you can.
So I've got 2 in this one. So I've gone for Adam Cole has a banger 5-star pay-per-view match, reminding everyone that he's fucking great when the booking isn't kneecapping him.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think Adam Cole,
Who?
when he left NXT and got in his car and like left the parking lot for the last time. I think he ran over like 12 black cats. Because
what happens is he met MJF.
He has had the shittest luck. Like, he got to AEW, he had that awesome debut, like, he had a couple of really good matches, and then he got the concussion. From basically when he got the concussion of Forbidden Door.
It was the 4-way, wasn't it?
Yeah. From there on,
the
his whole, like,
and it's
not only that, it's like his whole life has gone to shit. Like, him and Britt broke up, and like his like main event feud, the All In match was great, but then like everything afterwards just soured it like really badly. Then his ankle exploded in like a freak accident.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just been like shit after shit after shit. And then he's now come back and he's like got all this, and he's obviously got a bit of rust on him because he's not wrestled for so long. And the first thing he's had to do is like dig himself out of this MJF feud, which is just this like rancid, expired carcass of a fucking wrestling feud that nobody wants to see carry on.
What's annoying about that was the go home promo was incredible. The match itself was fine. It was okay. It wasn't amazing. It was okay. The promo they did as they go home, which was like 3 months too late, was like what they should have been doing on the Dynamite after Cole returned.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't even know what's going on with Undisputed Kingdom. They left Wardlow in the same fucking car park that Swerve left Parker Boudreaux in.
Just sitting there with the chicken tenders.
What, Wardlow's knee exploded, didn't it?
Yeah, it's really bad.
So he had like, because he had a match, didn't he? And then afterwards he did like a beatdown, and Wardlow like was favouring his knee. He looked like fucking like pissed off, like with himself, like because something had gone wrong in the match, like with his body. And yeah, we've just like, seen him since, and I don't know at this point if he's savable.
Matt Taven said he was like long-term injury not that long ago. Which is a shame because Wardlow's really, like.
And then to make things even more confusing, so now they're doing a whole thing where it's like Roddy, Kyle, and Cole are like sort of the Undisputed Era again, or Undisputed Kingdom, or whatever the fuck they're called these days.
But Kyle's still in the conglomeration.
Kyle's still coming out with his conglomeration video and his conglomeration music, and I don't know what the fuck's happening. So yeah.
I think
Undisputed Conglomeration.
Where's Bob Fish? Is he selling snake oil somewhere?
Bobby Fish looks about 95 years old now. I know he is.
Yeah. He's got a baldy head. He's got a white beard.
What? He's Santa Claus?
He
looks like if Santa Claus would fight you for crack.
He looks very old. The thing is Adam Cole is still excellent.
He's just got to get back to basics. No fucking.
He needs to get that one like feud that will just kind of like ignite him. Oh, I was not gonna say Kenny, but
they never did it because Kenny got hurt and they couldn't do it.
Kenny makes sense, but the thing is, they need to turn Cole heel for that.
You can do it in You can do it in 5 seconds. Like,
of course. I was gonna say Ricochet.
Nah, no, don't. It ain't time. It ain't time for fucking around, Jay. We're going fucking full.
No, but Cole and Ricochet in NXT had absolute bangers for days. So it's like that's like a good kind of like reset Adam Cole feud.
You're not gonna. Yeah, but how are you gonna turn him heel? You can't turn him heel against Ricochet.
That fucking cop Hangman.
Adam squared. I need that feud again. Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Give us fucking Cole versus Ospreay.
Yeah.
Cole versus Jay White.
Cole and Jay White would be good. Cole and Swerve would be interesting.
Cole and Swerve would feed families.
Because get him out of the fucking MJF first and get him up into the main event, like up in mid card.
I think Adam Cole's gonna. I don't know if he's gonna have a big year. I think he'll definitely be in the C2 next year.
Because I don't know. I don't. Faye, you're more like sensitive to this than me. I every time I hear Adam Cole speak, I always feel like there's a profound sadness behind his voice.
He's a very mournful man.
I mean, sure.
You watch the streams, he's just sitting in a bare room. I know that much, and Claudio's giving nothing but shit for it.
Yeah, so you know that meme where it's like when a man moves into an apartment and it's just like a blank room with like a PlayStation, a TV, and an inflatable chair.
It's like the longest room.
Yeah,
it is a very long room.
But there's nothing on it. There's nothing in it. It's just boxes. And he's been in the house for about 6 months.
I watched MXM and Uno and Chugs play Helldivers 2 the other day, and it was fucking excellent.
Oh.
Within the first 90 seconds, like 3 of them landed in water and drowned.
I watched
just Mansoor running around going like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
I watched MXM and the Outrunners playing Legends of Wrestling, and it was 15 minutes of them burying Hogan. It was fucking fantastic.
I love that.
It was absolutely out of this world because Mason chose Hogan to like riff on them all, and they just spent 15 minutes just burying Hogan about politicking.
While we're on like gaming videos though, the party have recently done a playthrough of GoldenEye 64, and it's the funniest thing ever.
They have.
It's so good.
I was literally about to start a playthrough of the same thing this weekend.
Yes!
Warning, it does not hold up. The controls are bad.
Ah, mate, do you know what? I thought that initially, but play it for 10, 15 minutes, easy.
If you want to play it on the Switch, get the N64 controller for the Switch, otherwise it's unplayable.
I'm going to say a deeply controversial thing right now.
You're going to say Perfect Dark, because everybody says fucking Perfect Dark.
No, I'm not. I'm going to say the N64 controller is absolute dog shit and I hate it.
Fuck you.
It's not a great controller, I'll give you that.
It's not fucking god-awful. It's a crime against gaming. And
I don't know,
I like it.
Worse. There's worse.
Oh, I hate it. Anyway, let's
How do you say that when the Power Glove exists?
Well, let's talk about something that might have a Power Glove. And that's Mystery Wrestling, my favorite wrestling promotion of all time.
That's a hell of a segue.
My likely to happen, because Evil Uno may have like teased it on one of the last Mystery Wrestling shows, is that Mystery Wrestling are going to do shows outside of the world famous Gatineau Dome, which is where they currently run all of their shows. Uno may have teased that they might be doing a show in the UK this year, which I will.
I mean, Forbidden Door weekend would be the perfect time to do one.
I will be there. If they announced a show and just said, look, Psycho Mike's going to be here, I'm fucking there.
Psycho Mike's the guy.
Uno's living in Detroit now, isn't he? So he's not in Canada anymore. He said he's still going to do Mr. Wrestling in Canada, but there's a scope for him to do it in other places as well, which is kind of cool.
Well, also Psycho Mike's really big in Germany. Like he's
really big. Have you seen the size of him?
He's a big man, but he's super. He wrestled in WXW for years, and he's super over there. So really? I can see Psycho Mike popping up.
Get Maggot on Mystery Wrestling like immediately.
I keep
imagine Gene Money in Mystery Wrestling, man. That would be fucking.
They've had
Detective Gene Money.
Well, yeah. They've done in Mystery Wrestling. They have done Charles Crowley versus Psycho Mike.
Really?
We could have like
it was just what you thought we have at the Reese, or the Rice, as kept saying.
The Rice.
And chat were like correcting him, going, "It's the Reese."
I would like to see like Dr. G Money, and he can try and be a medical expert on Psycho Mike's condition for being a piece of shit.
Well, Dr. Gene Money, OG.
Yes.
The thing is, face Psycho Mike has finished the story, and
Hornswoggle
was his doctor, and he cured him by basically telling him, "You're not a cowboy, but you'll always be a piece of shit." After Psycho Mike took his medicine that he won in a ladder match against Hornswoggle, and nothing happened. So yeah.
Oh no! Did he punch Hornswoggle in the dick?
Oh, he sure did. He
did.
Not only did he punch him, he did a ripcord low blow that he calls the piece of shit. It's basically, Troy, if you want to picture it, it's like a rainmaker, but he does a low blow instead of a rainmaker.
Outstanding.
It's
big fan
it's
of
the
that.
greatest move in wrestling. Other than the body slam, of course. But yeah, that's mine. That I think I think that Evil Uno is going to take Mystery Wrestling on the road.
That'd be awesome. If they do end up doing like one like the night before All In, I'm fucking there. Not all in, Forbidden Door.
Whatever. I'll be there.
Yeah. I have two. Can I do one?
Yeah, hit one.
Yes.
Kevin Owens leaves WWE just as a treat for me and Jay personally.
If I ever hear unsettling differences and Kevin Steen comes out, I'll probably like self-immolate with joy because I'll know that someone is going to get the worst murder they possibly could get.
Oh.
I don't think it will ever happen because I think he has re-signed, but
hasn't he re-signed fairly recently?
In August last year. Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
I thought it's up this year, his contract.
No, it was meant to be the end of last year, and obviously he's still doing things, and he's. I mean, it might be that it's in the end of January, or
Yeah, I thought it was this
I
year that it ended, but
I
okay.
I am very very certain that he's going to stick around in the Fed. Sadly.
Okay, so I have another one then.
Go on.
Hangman ends the year as AEW champion, being at like full insanity.
Full
And Kenny,
He's not
and
fucking far off that.
listen, like full, like he's gone beyond burning houses at this point. Think like World's End, right? And then Kenny comes out to challenge him.
I mean,
Like,
he tried to kill Christopher Daniels. He's probably going to kill him on television next week.
it's gonna be great. Christopher Daniels killed himself. He made himself bleed.
He did headbutt himself.
Yeah.
Headbutt Hangman until he bled his own blood.
Yeah.
And Hangman was looking like he was going to do some police brutality
so
on him.
Spooked. But yeah, and then we have Kenny, like, because I don't want Kenny to win the belt this year.
Oh, I do. I'd give him it tonight.
I would. Obviously, I want it in my heart, but realistically,
I'd have him brother Hobbs out the way and just V-trigger box him win the belt. That's what I'd fucking do tonight.
I'd be okay with that. But like, if we're doing like a build, I'd have Hangman win the Owen, win the belt, and then Kenny be the person that has to put this monster of his own creation down.
Did Kenny create
I like it.
this Hangman?
Yeah, because all of the insecurities and the disbelief, it's all at his very core.
But also, I think...
it was Mox that made this Hangman.
Yeah, I was going to say, Mox pushed Hangman to the point that Hangman had to choke him with a fucking chain.
Yeah, Mox made this Hangman. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, everything that's come from that, though, like his own thing of self-image, that's all Kenny.
Yeah.
Like, that's all Kenny and the Elite. So I think that would be a nice little round-off.
I think that that person that stops Hangman is very interchangeable. It could be Kenny, could be Swerve, could be Mox.
Jay White.
Could be Jay White. Jay White's got all this shit going on. Christian's got shit going on with him.
Christian, man. I don't want that.
Whoa. You
I don't want that.
Don't you fucking dare say anything bad about Father.
Say whatever I want.
Bollocks to it.
Do we
Thank
have
you, Troy.
How dare you? Do we have any more? Oh, we've got one more from Troy, I think. Don't know if Tate's got another one.
I think Jordan Grace is going to join WWE.
Troy, this is likely not absolute certainty.
Yeah.
I had quite a few, and arguably, like, same as the Malachi Black one. Like, I could have put it in the is going to happen one, but I was like, I'm just going to end up filling it with that because
I think to be fair, I'd kind of like agree. It's more likely to happen only because nothing's been signed, and there's a very likely chance that AEW will probably make a counter offer. I don't think she'd accept it because.
I mean, it's likely in the fact that there's a slight chance that Putin could end the world in nuclear war before it happens.
Also that.
So you know,
I was gonna say I think there's a possibility AEW makes a counter offer. I think she would turn it down, but there is a possibility.
Yeah.
Fair. Right, and then we've got outside chance it happens. Who wants to go first?
I feel like you should start off with your prediction that's at the top of that list. Set the mood.
I'm going to save that.
God.
I'll go with my other one, though, because this is kind of a one that I think is more than likely going to happen, but...
It's not Ryan's one, is it?
No, absolutely not. It's that Takeshita's going to win the G1.
Yeah.
Now, at time of recording last week it wasn't it? New Japan announced that Takeshita has signed a deal with them.
All the contracts.
Yeah, so basically, he's working with DDT, New Japan, and AEW. So he's got 3 contracts that fucking...
He just needs Noah now, and then he's
Big bucks Takeshita.
And he's got...
Triple Taker.
And he's got the fucking international championship. He's got the Never Openweight championship. He's going around committing every kind of murder he can wherever he wants because he's Konosuke fucking Takeshita. And he loves Cinnabon.
Yeah.
and murder. I think he's going to win the G1. I think the only reason why he didn't get to the finals this year was because he wasn't signed, and New Japan don't do that with guys who aren't signed. They get them as far as they can, and then they go, "Oh, we're not going to put you in the final because you're not working for us.
You're not with us."
Yeah. I think now he's signed. I think that's kind of like a precursor that he's probably going to win it, if not get to the finals and win it the following year. But I think it's very likely we see Takeshita in the finals.
Yeah. I'm putting that.
I think regardless of whether or not he wins, he's going to have a fucking huge year this year, isn't he?
Oh,
he's the top guy in 3 companies, which is ridiculous.
He's the UWP 2025 Wrestler of the Year. You heard it here first.
You will not. You know how little I'm going to fight that. I went to a Progress show to watch this motherfucker.
you went to war for Ospreay last year because of Danielson. You're not going to go to war against Takeshita because it's Takeshita.
He's my boy. I love him.
We all love Takeshita because he does murder.
I saw him actually kill Leon Slater.
You did see him kill Leon Slater. I'm sad I missed that. Because I love Konosuke Takeshita. But yeah, I think the only reason I put it as an outside chance is because obviously New Japan like to kind of do a year where they don't. Yeah, they like to drag things out a little bit too much sometimes.
Well, we'll find out what we all think when we reveal our G1 predicted winners in a little while.
Well, yeah.
Here's where Jay's not picked to go to win.
Spoiler alert.
He's picked Show's Rumor or some bullshit. I don't know.
I am doubling down on Takeshita with that one.
Oh, leave Shota alone.
He made Tanahashi sad.
Did you see Tanahashi? He had the spirit of Antonio Inoki looking at Luke Gallows versus Sylvester Terkay.
When? What match?
With the Zack
Sabre Jr. match.
So that match that Jacob said, Takai versus Gallows, was so bad that Inoki came down from the fucking office to tell him to fucking cut it out and break it.
Just end the match now. What? Get to the back.
Yeah, there's a clip of it all over the internet.
You're embarrassing me in front of my friends.
He basically just comes down to the ring and tells him to shut it down.
Yeah, he shouts, "This is bullshit."
Wow.
Anyway,
I enjoyed that Zack Sabre Jr. and Shota match. I understand that it went long, but I enjoyed it immensely.
I enjoyed it. I just don't think it was a wrestle.
Is that the one where he looked like he was fuming? As the image of him, he's raging.
Yeah.
Is it from that?
Yeah.
Right.
It sure is. I might have a meme where Inoki's got Force Ghost is behind him, looking really angry. Anyway, who wants to go next?
I'll go next. I've got 4 on there, so I need to.
Well, as you were.
Burn through them. Ricky Starks joins WWE.
Again, Troy, this is outside chance.
Listen, I don't watch wrestling enough anymore to know who's doing what and who's.
Ricky Starks is checking into the fucking Cody bus as soon as his contract expires.
Ricky Starks is already driving the fucking Cody bus to his contract negotiations.
Is his contract up this year?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
does he go NXT or does he go straight to main roster though?
He'll want to go to main roster. I think they'll NXT him.
Yeah, I think they'll NXT him, but he should go to main because he's that good.
All right, fair. Yeah,
Tony's frozen him out, and it's harming his brand. Even though he could have, all these independent gigs he's doing now that his contract's up to get himself noticed. He could have been doing them for the last year and a half.
Yeah, that's.
Why is it taking him so long to suddenly go? Oh, I can probably do this.
Because he's probably just realised that he needs to get his stock up so that he can go into WWE in the best position possible.
You've got Effie to start all the shit.
Yeah, and now he's made Effie make everybody sad.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I think a lot of it was down to the fact that obviously it kind of come out of nowhere, this whole freezing him out, didn't it?
Sorry, before we go on this, can I just speak really quickly? So Kevin Kelly's been running his trap on Twitter today, saying how Tony did him wrong and all this shit.
Queuing on Kev.
And someone basically just replied to one of his comments saying, "Sound, just post a video of you saying Andrea Lilo."
Oh my god!
My favorite thing about Kevin Kelly's AEW run was when he said he was outraged that he didn't get to call Sting's last match, when the other option was JR, who actually had history with him.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Tony Schiavone, who also has history with him.
And Tony Schiavone, who actually has history with him. And Excalibur, who's good friends with Sting.
Yeah.
So it's like, do you get the people that Sting wants, or do you get the guy, the weird fucking conspiracy nut grifter? Never mind. We'll get the grifter in. Also, Chris Charlton, 8 more weeks. Anyway, back to
that deleted Shivani tweet was a fucking oh my god.
It was fucking gold.
Have you seen it, Troy?
No, I haven't.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have to send you it.
He said something. What was it? He said something like,
shut the fuck up and use some deodorant or get a shower or something.
Like on behalf of the people that have to sit next to you, take a shower.
Yeah.
Wow.
Basically, he, for anyone who isn't aware of what happened with Chris Charlton, he's a New Japan commentator. I think he's quite a good commentator when he's not doing what he was doing at Wrestle Dynasty. But he went into business for himself at Wrestle Dynasty and tried to make it like AEW versus New Japan. So he was like,
it came across a bit more.
It went
so bad.
He went a little.
Came across a bit edgelordy, a bit sort of.
Yeah, like he was calling Tony Khan a money mark, like all the Cornette shit.
Shibata a traitor.
Yeah, he went after Shibata, which I was like, that kind of like is where I draw the line. Like
that's the president of the company's like best mate.
Yeah,
like that's not sensible.
And he basically like it got so bad that Rocky Romero, who is high up in both companies, took himself out to commentary to sit next to him, like, and you could tell he was like, "Oh, I didn't expect this." Because, "Oh, what are you doing here, Rocky?" And then Rocky's like, you could tell was about to fucking punch him.
Because he kept going for like Omega, because he was like, he actually said what really got me was anybody who says that Kenny Omega's like what Japanese wrestling represents makes me sick, and I was like, what?
Which is
like wild. The commentator on Wrestle Dynasty.
He also said the Omega, Ospreay, Okada, and Jay White have amounted to nothing since leaving New Japan. He said the C2 is a poor man's G1, which is like, well, it's not. It's an homage to the G1. It's AEW, like literally paying tribute to the G1. And he basically just went into.
He said he was going to eat the Young Bucks because they're billionaires.
Oh yeah, he did. He did also say the Young Bucks should get killed because no alive billionaire is a good one, which I do agree with. But you don't say that on pay-per-view.
And you don't start with the Young Bucks if you're starting up that list.
There's a lot worse billionaires.
A lot worse.
But they're all bad. Also,
basically, it's considered really bad etiquette in Japanese culture to badmouth your business partners.
Yeah.
And so he might just like never fucking comment for them again because
you can get fired for that, like in offices and shit.
Yeah, they've suspended them for 2 months. There's a lot of people who are kind of surmising that due to like the sort of, as Ben said, the etiquette, like he may never commentate again, which is a shame because, as I say, he's a fucking really good commentator.
They can bring back Kevin Kelly. This is how Kevin Kelly returns.
Oh no. This is what I'm saying. Like it's mad when you think about it that they were both like a team in New Japan as well.
Yeah, surely the pool of commentators in the world is more than like 5 white dudes.
Yeah, right.
I mean, Vader Scott
the guy that commentates with thingy on Ring of Honor.
Priest Coleman.
Yeah.
He's fucking.
Get him and Rick Abani in Japan.
There's one commentator that's not a white dude. Just the one, though.
Just one.
AEW found him and they put him on commentary. In Ring of Honor.
Whoa, what about Booker T?
I don't think what he does can league. I don't think what he does can legally be called commentary.
B-Terra is a commentator, right?
Ducky.
I was waiting for that.
Fuck all the way off of that. Jesus Christ.
This ain't an NXT podcast, pal.
Oh, bring it back. It was the fucking glory days.
No, thank you. Yeah, so where were we? Troy, did you want to add another one of yours since you got loads?
Yeah, fucking why not? What have I got? Keith Lee wrestles again.
I hope so.
I'd love him too. So. I've got a horrible feeling like his heart is fucked, but
that would be nice.
I'd
love to see him wrestle
both his knees, didn't he? When fans have said "I miss you," he's like, "I miss you too." It's a long road, which
in my head, my fantasy booking is he comes back to save Swerve from the hair business, or the headset
Ah.
and him and Big Bobby have an absolute motherfucker of a match.
An
Yeah.
absolute motherfucker.
Yeah.
I just want Meat Madness so badly.
Him and
Yeah.
Bobby have a fight.
Tony can't promise me
that all
Meat
in so big
Madness.
that it destroys part of Texas, like the entire state.
Hey,
Yeah, that's where he comes back.
Keith Lee
He's
from
Texas.
yeah.
Just there we go.
Texas. There you go.
Do it
We
on a
get fucking
ranch. Like, have the match on a ranch.
Keith Lee versus Bobby on a ranch. Kaiju big battle. Give me what I want.
Do a cinematic match. He doesn't have to like do it. It'd be fine.
Yeah, we can have like paper mache houses that they just fucking
yeah.
fall over.
I just want him to
King
return.
Kong Godzilla.
I just want him to return by surprise, motherfucker, and Adam Cole into like
just a pounce,
a wall or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Into a load of
the spot where he comes up like on the turnbuckle.
Yeah.
And he just disappears. Surprise, motherfucker.
Or just feels someone like as far as he can.
Just pounce Adam Cole through an actual barn door.
What you do, you get someone and then just pounce them between Willow and Keith Lee and like
it's like a game of Pong.
Yeah.
That reminds me. I'm gonna add one more to my outside chances while you've put that thought in my head.
Okay.
We get Willow Nightingale versus Brody King anywhere.
Oh,
fucking hell!
PWG needs to do that.
Mystery wrestling, book it, Uno.
Yeah.
Because every year I say I need that, like I need oxygen, and every year they tease it, and every year it doesn't fucking happen. They did a fucking mixed tag team match with Willow and Cope versus fucking Julia and Brody, and then they fucking no contested that shit, so it was just Willow versus Julia.
I'm not being funny or anything either. Jay White did a Blade Runner on Marina Shafir. It's fine now. We can do it.
That was very good. The pop that got as well.
While we're talking about women's wrestling, can I drop my first one?
Yeah, go on.
We spoke about it before. A women's C2. Just fucking do it, Tony. The women's roster's fucking stacked. Let them fucking play. Let them go.
Yeah. So he did say they have a few injuries they want to want people to return from, and then they're probably going to do it.
Have Jamie win that.
Yeah, but you've got to get to a point where you've just got to think someone's always going to be hurt. You've just got to get to the point you're happy with the roster.
roster to be fucking healthy.
Their women's roster is criminally underutilized. They have some of the best women's wrestlers on the fucking planet.
You do realize if this does happen though, Dave Meltzer will just howl at the moon, then lay down and die because he hates women's wrestling.
He'll give every match no more than 3.5 stars.
The best women's match I've ever seen, 3.75. It's fuck off, Dave.
Dave, you need to leave. That
just means that I get more Diamante on me, Italian. I fucking love her.
I mean, looking at the roster, people who could have a really good C2. You've got Deonna Purrazzo,
Queen Aminata.
Aminata's one. She'd have I feel like she'd be in the Daniel Garcia position of the star making performance. Deonna Purrazzo would be in the Claudio position of just having bangers with everybody.
Jamie Hayter could be in the Brody King position.
Yeah.
Fucking murdering everyone.
Yeah, I think Julia would improve because of it. I think Anna Jay would. I think Tony Storm would do great in it because
especially as a rookie.
Speaking of
young rookie upstart Tony Storm.
Speaking of Diamante, have you seen her and Kira Hogan's corgis?
No.
They've got pet corgis.
Eddie Kingston loves their corgis.
Yeah, they keep putting videos on their Instagram of Eddie Kingston playing with them when they're at
Oh, I'm gonna have to look that out now. Yeah. Thank you.
Right. Does anyone have anything they want?
Yeah, I have one.
More.
Darby makes it back successfully from Mount Everest.
Not gonna happen.
That's an outside chance. What do you think is going to happen?
He's going to fucking Mount Everest. What do you think's going to happen?
Darby Allin got a fucking tattoo on his forehead that's like a fucking place marker pointing to the fucking summit.
If Darby wins the belt before he goes, the belt can be a marker on the mountain.
He's got that.
So do you know what I learned this week about Mount Everest? Apparently, so many people who climb Mount Everest shit on the mountain when they're going up. Because it takes so long, obviously you have to shit somewhere.
I mean,
there's this, and because it's so cold up there, it doesn't decompose. So there's loads of just frozen human shit on Mount Everest.
Frozen.
There's so much of it now. You have to bag it up and take it with you.
Wow.
Wow.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Compelling.
So Darby Allin's
and
probably
rich.
going to stand in somebody else's frozen shit.
Darby.
Oh,
Gonna come back with a bag of it and then beat John Moxley up with it. It's fine.
the bag of hard turds.
Can't wait till Darby Allin hits John Moxley with a Sherpa.
Just yeets a Sherpa.
Yeah.
What we got next?
What have I got?
I've done that one. Big E wrestles again.
Again, really hope that happens. But
Yeah.
It's very similar to the Keith Lee situation. It's probably not going to happen, but I desperately want it to happen.
At least he's doing at least now he's doing like in-ring wrestling stuff now. Even if he's not wrestling, at least he's back like in storylines and in the ring, which is better than where he's been the last couple of years, which is great.
Yeah.
He's doing a lot of acting now as well, isn't he? And he's doing like presenting things. So I think he's a very smart man, Big E. Like he seems to have realized like if this isn't even like close to safe, I'm just gonna retire. Yeah. Without saying it, because
again, if you've not read it, go and read his Players Tribune article. It's fucking excellent. He speaks a lot. He speaks a lot in there about like if this is it, how he's made his peace with it, and how he's gotten enough out of wrestling and stuff like that. It's beautiful. It really, Players Tribune never misses, but this one in particular is fucking incredible.
He's a very, very eloquent man, and it's
if you don't mind weeping on public transport, give it a read on your way to work.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I love Biggie. I just want him to be happy.
Yeah. I've got one leading on from my is likely to happen prediction. Kevin Steen in the clusterfuck.
Don't give me hope.
That is something that I would like.
I would like very much for nonsense going on in the clusterfuck. Unsettling differences starts playing, and then CPA takes his shirt and tie off to reveal an identical shirt and tie underneath to then eat a package pile driver.
Yeah, I would like that. Like, give me that.
But bonus points if it interrupts Teenage Dirtbag while Nate Webb's doing his own. Yeah, I'd be up for it. I don't think it happens, but it's what I really want more than anything.
Just see him kill. Just watch him kill. I don't know, Joey Janela. Why not?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he can take the package pile driver on a ladder bridge. It's fine.
That's true. Ryan's put one which has already happened, which is John Cena shows up at Mystery Wrestling. We had the Invisible Man in the Halloween Rumble at the Halloween show they had.
We did.
So I don't know why he's put that.
Well, I'll segue off that. I've got John Cena to win the Rumble.
And Punk cries.
Again, this is an outside chance it happens, Troy.
One last ride.
I think it's locked in that Cena's probably winning that Rumble.
Nah, I feel like he's getting last four. I don't know if he's going to win. But...
What you're saying is their time is up, his time is now.
Yeah.
You can't see me.
You think Punk's going to try and recreate the pipe bomb? He is, isn't he?
I think...
But with more brand awareness, with more sponsorships, with more...
He's like, "Hi, Logan Paul."
How many times?
It'll be the pipe. It'll be the Prime pipe bomb, sponsored by Prime Energy.
How many times can he mention Netflix and Fortnite in his pipe bomb? I think I've not put this as an outside chance, but also I think that CM Punk responsibly chokes Dominic Mysterio at some point this year to get out of doing a Saudi Rumble.
He's doing a Saudi Rumble.
He's doing a Saudi Rumble.
He's absolutely doing a fucking Saudi Rumble.
Faye, you've got one, and Tasty, you've got one more. Do you guys want to do yours, and I'll do my one last?
Yeah, go on. Barnett does a match with Mox in AEW.
Yes, please.
So I think we're past the point where you can reveal Josh Barnett as the thing behind Moxley, because if you do that now, it'll go down like a wet fart.
I know. It should have been a thing, and I'm forever crazy about it.
What do you mean by that? Sorry,
So it was rumored ages ago that Josh Barnett was going to be, when Moxie first started doing this like Death Rider thing, he said like there was someone making him do it. And,
it wasn't rumored. It was Faye was trying to will it to happen.
But
Barnett wasn't helping.
Faye's idea was like Josh Barnett is the guy behind it, like someone who's like controlling Moxie, like making him do it and sort of stuff like that. But now it's gotten to the point where it's dragged on for so long that if you reveal the big bad as Josh Barnett, the whole internet's like, what the fuck? We don't care.
What if they reveal it to be Shane McMahon?
No thanks.
No.
Because wasn't that a discussion point?
Well, that
for
was
a
at the
little
same.
short time?
That was at the same time.
Yeah.
But what made me go like it's Barnett is because every fucking week Barnett retweeted every single thing about the Death Riders, and stuff like that. So I was like, oh,
also
that makes sense.
his name is the War Master, which is what the big bad guy in Warhammer is called, and he's big into Warhammer, and Claudio's doing a lot of Warhammer.
As well,
Troy, just speaking about Shane McMahon, I've got 2 words for you: AEW Underground.
Oh, no.
Oh God! Hosted by
if,
Sweat McMahon.
Bring back Parker Boudreaux and Trench and get a lot of them just fighting a car talk or something.
Trench.
God, Trench.
What if Shane McMahon's the John Grammaticus of the Death Riders?
Yes, I will just end it all.
That's the most upsetting thing I've fucking said, and that was only for you, Tasty. Right, tell me what you've got to say for yourself, Tasty, anyway.
So I've got a little bit of a depressing one, but I think it's one that might have to happen at some point. I've just said the Bullet Club finally and quietly dies.
Maybe
That's
it
not
already
happening.
has.
I think House of Torture should die.
Does it still print money in Japan?
Yeah.
To be fair, the War Dogs merch seems like it is legitimately printing money.
It just feels like the longer it's associated with Evil, the less I care about it.
Evil said he's leaving New Japan.
Evil needs to leave. I'm not going to say the rest of that sentence because it's probably considered offensive.
But House of Torture don't even feel like they're part of Bullet Club anymore.
No, they don't.
So what is Bullet Club nowadays? Is it just the War Dogs? Because if that's okay, then
David
that's probably
Finley,
okay.
David Finley's charisma vacuum, and then everybody else who's better around him.
Whoa.
I don't like him.
David Finley's entrance is always the best entrance on any New Japan show. I will not have David Finley slander on this podcast.
Have you noticed this though? So really interestingly, Jay White has stopped referring to him and the boys as Bullet Club Gold because they're now just the Bang Bang Gang. Yet he still refers to Gold and they have Gold on all their merch. So it's they're in a really weird place.
Yeah.
Well, David Finley was he basically wanted Jay White, didn't he, for Wrestle Dynasty, and it just didn't fucking happen.
Right. Okay. Outside chance it happens. David Finley, Jay White for the control of Bullet Club at Forbidden Door.
Yeah.
Please.
Book it.
And then Eddie Kingston comes back. That's what makes him come back.
And Eddie Kingston comes back and takes over Bullet Club.
It just murders Jay White.
Eddie Kingston hates both of those men.
Yeah.
Eddie Kingston takes over Bullet Club, and then it turns out it's not Bullet Club, it's actually LAX.
Yeah.
No, it's the OGs, Tasty. It's Homicide and Hernandez, and they're going to do a drive-by on a child.
No.
Just like the good old days of TNA. Like the good old days.
Hernandez comes into AW and fucking MVP starts getting fucking PTSD because he thinks he's going to ruin another faction for him.
Yeah, guys, I've got an outlandish prediction. We stopped doing TM
Well,
and that's a great idea.
Let's talk about the good old days, shall we? Because my final prediction is Jeff Jarrett, AEW champion. Ain't he great?
Rewoo.
With another guitar, Jeff. I genuinely think this might happen because Jeff Jarrett said he's in his last year of his contract.
He's just signed a new 1-year deal, hasn't he?
He's signed a 1-year extension.
It's going to be his final contract as a full-time performer.
He said if he doesn't win the AEW World Championship in that year, he will retire.
He'll start his own company again, and he'll book himself as champion.
Global Force Wrestling.
They did that weird thing with MJF, which makes me think Jarrett could win it, and then MJF beats him immediately for it. Maybe he wins the Casino Gauntlet at All In, and they make that an annual thing, and he has the whole cash-in contract, and he does that.
Do a King of the Mountain match.
Oh, don't you dare threaten me with a good time.
Right, Jay, I've got an adjacent question for you.
Yes.
Who in AEW would be most likely to be scammed into investing into Global Force Gold, and why is it Chuck Taylor?
It is absolutely Chuck Taylor. A slight side one, I reckon Andretti would be eating that shit.
Oh yeah, Andretti is 5 minutes away from blowing his fucking contract money into meme coin, isn't he?
Action Andretti should already have a meme coin.
If he didn't invest in the Hawk to a meme coin, then I don't know what's going on in the world.
Hydrate me coin or something like that. That's what his will be.
What's going on with Action Andretti?
Yes.
Him and Leo Rush are now wearing ridiculous jackets, and
They'll play COVID.
they're basically evil top flight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, he drinks water really quickly.
So they were like hanging around Top Flight because first it was Top Flight and Action Andretti, and then when Leo Rush was in like a few years ago, he was with Top Flight, and then Leo Rush came back, and then they sort of formed a four-way foursome, and then Andretti and Leo Rush started getting like a bit edgy, and then they just broke out, and now they hate each other. So
yeah,
sweet, okay.
Action Andretti tried to pick a fight with Brody King and got murdered, and then that's what kind of turned him heel.
Yeah,
he threw a water bottle at Brody King and paid for his crimes, as history's greatest monster. But yeah, that was my last outside chance. I think Jarrett wins the world title. Give me what I want, please, Tony.
Right, should we fly through some championship predictions real quick before we call
Let's
it a day?
fucking do it.
Right, we'll go bottom to top.
That's what I was going to do.
Yeah. So we'll start out with Mystery Wrestling Champion. Jay, who have you got?
Oh, it's got to be everyone's favorite piece of shit, Psycho Mike.
Faye?
It's Psycho Mike.
Troy?
Yes. I don't watch Mystery. What the fuck is Mystery Wrestling?
You should watch Mystery Wrestling. It's fucking great.
You should.
The best.
It's the best promotion in all of the wrestling.
Ryan,
do you want Shikara with none of the nonsense? That's all you need.
With none of the sex offenders.
All of the nonsense, none of the sex offenders.
Yeah.
None of the nonsense.
Yes.
Yeah.
All of the nonsense, none of the nonsense.
Yeah.
Troy, do you want to see a literal death match? Because
where someone actually dies.
Yeah.
No, I don't like deathmatch stuff. I think it's
not.
nonsense.
No,
it's fine.
Probably not.
Troy, do you want to see a Falls Count Somewhere match where you have to pin someone in the exact right spot on the ring that no one knows about?
Yes.
Then you want to watch Mystery Wrestling.
The literal death match wasn't like a death match. It was someone has to die to lose the match. So It incorporated a jar of bees. It incorporated a brick, and it incorporated time travel.
Well, speaking of time travel, it was
the greatest match of last year.
My pick for Mystery Wrestling Champion is the time traveler himself, London Lightning.
I mean,
is it future London Lightning or is it just London Lightning?
No, regular present day London Lightning.
London Lightning only has about 2 years left on this mortal coil, so
before he turns into Argued City and dies.
Yeah.
And don't ask, Troy. Don't ask.
Ryan
has Cecil
put Cecil next, a piece of shit.
Yeah. Right, moving on. Best of Super Juniors, Jay.
I've got Doki because I feel like they want to get the momentum he got before he broke his arm at Wrestle Kingdom back. That's a nice, quick way to do it.
Fair. Faye?
Robert Xenomorph, Robbie X.
Troy?
Bob X-Wing, Robbie X.
I thought that's a shout. Ryan's gone for Blake Christian because he hates life.
Yeah.
And I've gone for Hiromu Takahashi because he hasn't done anything for like 5 minutes, has he? So there's always a chance.
He's in the tag title picture now with Naito.
Yeah, he could win it. IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship, Jay?
Despy.
Faye?
TJP.
Troy?
Takahashi, because Jay said it was a good choice.
Yeah. That's a sound choice to be fair.
Ryan's gone for Zack Sabre Jr. I've gone for Gabe Kidd. Why not?
Both heavyweights.
Yeah.
They're under 100 kilos, so shut up.
Both heavyweights.
Zack Sabre Jr. is definitely under 100 kilos. It's a fucking lamp.
He's 96.
Yeah.
He's a heavyweight.
Fuck.
G1, Jay.
Takeshita, baby.
Faye.
Shooter.
he's gonna make Tanahashi cry again.
Ain't gonna happen.
Listen,
Troy?
let me have it.
Takeshita.
It's a big shout. Ryan's gone for Zack Sabre Jr.
I mean, that's a bold show.
Yeah, back to back it with Gaijin. I've gone for the nearly man, the Yota Tsuji. I think he's due.
He's the logic.
Carmen San Diego, Yota Tsuji. That's who he fucking looked like at Wrestle Kingdom.
That beautiful smile of Yota Tsuji.
IWGP champion. I think we've all gone across the board with Zack Sabre Jr. I think his reign of terror has begun, basically.
I nearly went for Tsuji, but I think Zack Sabre Jr. is too much of like their top guy.
It took him so long to get there, didn't it? I feel like he has to like stick around for a little bit.
Outside chance, Tsuji or Gabe Kidd, I think.
Fair. C2 winner, AWC2. Jay?
Kenny
Omega.
You've all gone for Kenny. I've gone for
of Omegatron.
I've gone for
Kenneth Jerome Omega.
I've gone for the nearly man of this year, Mr. Billy Osprey, Billy Bird.
Ryan's got
Billy Ostrich.
Billy Ostrich is my favourite way.
And Ryan's gone for Speedball, a man who, as of this moment, isn't actually signed with AEW. But hey,
he is signed. He's just not debuted yet. According to SRS.
Tony Khan's locked in furious negotiations with the Beast Boys over Brass Monkey.
I'd like to add a little asterisk to this, which is that I think that Kenny's going to be the first person to win the Continental Crown as a result of the tournament, because obviously Eddie defended his title. Okada defended it last year. I think Kenny wins it this year.
Oh, okay. The women's Owen, Jay,
Anna Jay,
Faye.
I have Jamie Hayter.
Troy.
Camille. She's not fucking doing anything. Why not?
Rumor is she's gone from the company.
There is no Camille, and there never was.
After a controversial take on abortion.
Yeah.
Oh, what? Okay. I'm going to change that to Jamie Hayter.
Good show.
Sweat.
Ryan's gone for Beth Phoenix / Copeland. Again, someone else who's currently not signed with AEW. And I've also gone for Jamie Hayter because fucking vibes in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Men's Owen.
I've gone for Cope.
Faye.
Hanger.
I've also gone for Hanger. Troy.
Fast man Mike Bailey.
I mean, that's better than And worryingly for Jay, Ryan has also gone for Adam Copeland.
I think my logic behind it is that the winner of the Owen last year got the title shot at All In. If they do it this year, my theory is that Cope's going to be facing Christian for the title at All In.
It won't be All In because All In's going to come to you soon. I think it'll have to be like Full Gear or something, or All Out maybe.
They can move the tournament and then squeeze another one in before Forbidden Door.
They'll do another tournament. He's doing approximately 3 this year.
No more than 3 tournaments.
No more than 3.
Can confirm.
Right, AEW Trios title, Jay.
We heard people. Hertinga.
Faye.
Rated FTR. I'm not happy about it, but I think it's gonna happen.
The hurting men.
So I've gone for rated FTR just to keep FTR the fuck away from the tag titles.
Yeah, good plan. Good plan.
And Ryan's gone for the Undisputed Kingdom, which would presumably be Cole, Strong, and O'Reilly.
Or O'Reilly in the Kingdom.
Or Strong in the Kingdom.
Adam!
Whatever. I mean, I'd buy with that. That's his most sensible pick so far, I think.
I'd be okay.
That's his only sensible pick through the whole thing.
He's got a sensible one here, I think.
AEW tag titles, Jay.
Oh, it's the youngest men alive.
The Outrunners.
Of course it is.
Troy.
Outrunners.
Faye.
MXM.
Don't give me hope.
I've gone for Top Flight, which is devastating news for them because I think every team I've ever picked to win the tag titles is broken up.
Can you just say it's FTR?
I picked Proud and Powerful 2 years ago. I picked Best Friends last year. So
I thought you picked
I don't have a good track record. With apologies, Top Flight. I think they're fucked.
Mate, if you get 3 for 3 this year,
can you just say it's FTR? Like, can you just do that for me instead?
Ryan has also picked the Outrunners. Right, here's where we get into we've all got like the same 5 people in these next ones, but all in different places, which is quite interesting. So the AEW Continental Champion, which is basically either who you think is going to win the C2 or who you think is going to beat the winner of this. So it's kind of got to be who you think is going to win the C2, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's literally just the same, except Ryan, who's put someone different because I don't think he knows how it works.
I mean, I don't know how it works either. I just happen to put the same person.
Jay, Faye, and Troy, you all have Kenny Omega. I have Hanger. I don't have Hanger. I have Will Ospreay, and Ryan also has Will Ospreay, even though he picked Speedball to win the C2. So who knows?
Yeah. Speedball wins the C2, but loses it immediately. Someone cashes in or something.
Will Ospreay beats him like the same night. Yeah. In a weird Triple H style booking. The International Championship, Jay.
Kyle Fletcher.
Faye.
I have. Oh God, my thing's gone off. I have Brody.
You got Buddy.
No, I don't have Buddy. And I have one of the House of Black.
Troy.
Main motherfucker Swerve.
I think that's a shout. I think when I saw that, I was like, "Fuck me, that's a shout."
I can see all of our picks being the champion at some point that year.
And I said Ricochet. It's just a case of because I was telling Sarah about this today, and she's like, "Oh, it should be really easy to pick a champion." Like, no, they have to be the champion at the end of the year. They can't just win it at some point during the year. You have to be who's going to finish with it. That's the hard part.
Yeah.
I think because all of these names are probably going to be in and around the picture at some point. It's just a case of who's going to finish on the seat. Next up, AEW TBS champion. Who have you got? Jay.
I got Jamie Hayter.
Again, she's definitely going to have it this year, but whether or not she's going to finish with it, I think is the kicker.
Yeah.
Faye.
Athena.
When she prizes it out of the iron grip of Mercedes money.
Yeah.
Fair. Troy.
Willow Nightingale.
My man, I also have Willow Nightingale. She is our once and forever
does
TBS
Ryan.
champion. So does Ryan. Yeah, again, his most sensible pick. TNT champion.
Gone for Ricochet.
So to flip reverse, me and you, Jay, I've gone for Kyle Fletcher for this one.
Yeah, I noticed that. That was interesting.
Faye.
Brody. I want the House of Black to have belts, but all of them to have
Don't
belts
you
by the end of the
threaten me
year.
with a good time.
Yeah.
Troy.
The Irish high flyer Rick O'Shea.
Rick O'Shea.
Yeah.
Trevor the Scissor Man.
To carry on the House of Blackfest, Ryan's got for Buddy. So yeah. Again, all perfectly feasible. I can see any of them happen, and all of them.
I want Brody to be like what Miro was for the TNT Championship. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then you could even have like him and Darby have that again, but for the TNT belt.
Yeah.
Me and Tasty were talking about what they need to turn one of those belts into like a Hoss Championship.
You might as well do it with the international title now that Takeshi's got it, and just have him just fight a load of huge lads. I'd be up for that.
I want Takeshita to like just have like a punching fight with Shingo like once a month.
What if like
Just like
Just
on
for
the
me.
on the 12th of every month, say why not? Because like no matter what they're doing, they just stop and just come to the
Literally,
ring.
they just both look at the watch, and go, "Oh, it's that time
Oh,
again," and just
time to
start
go.
punching each other to death.
They just in the supermarket, they're just like, shit, put the shopping
What
down,
if-
and off they go.
Oh shit!
What
Here
if,
we go
right?
again.
yeah, what if right instead of a Hoss Championship, you just like they just have a punch up in a car park and then they get like a prize cut of meat or something instead of a
Yeah,
belt.
like some
Like,
steaks.
yeah,
Hang on, I'm not. Where's the Beast Morthos? I'm not seeing his name anywhere on here.
I know.
Oh,
Come on, Jay.
I don't think he's gonna win a belt.
No, he's
No?
gonna.
You
He's
just
gonna
think
have a
he's
good
just
year.
gonna.
He's gonna challenge for every single belt that's on that fucking list,
But won't win any.
but he won't win any of the fucking things.
Right, we're just got the big two left to do. So AEW Women's World Title, Jay.
Mercedes money.
I also have Mercedes, man. I think they're gonna find a way to transition her over into the other belt.
Yeah.
Jay, Faye, sorry.
Julia Hart.
Again, I love it.
It's very ambitious.
Good time.
I like it.
And Troy,
Athena. If
again,
she's coming off the back of the longest Ring of Honor
of
champion, not just
two
women-
years as
not
Ring of
just
Honor
women's
Women's World
champion,
Champion.
longest Ring of Honor champion ever,
Yeah.
then she's not coming to AEW and winning anything else but the big one for me.
Fair.
So the thing we are all kind of over. Ryan's also picked Statlander, which is also a very good shout.
Yeah.
The thing we're also overlooking here is that Mariah could absolutely hold that for fucking over a year.
I think Tony takes stuff in Australia.
Probably. Because she is very much like the final boss of that women's division at the moment.
But Tony's going to do the young upstart rookie. That she can get an upset victory over Mariah with the
true.
rookie bit of pluck. Because she's gonna kick out of Storm Zero, and the crowd's gonna go fucking nuclear.
Yeah.
And then men's world title, AEW men's world title, Jay.
MJF.
Why do you say it like that?
Because it's awful.
Because we remember the last one.
It's the one thing I do not want to happen, but I think
So
it
why have you chosen it then?
because I think that's where they're going with it.
Ah.
I absolutely think MJF ends the year as champion.
Is it worth me asking you, Faye?
I've already told you my direction. We're having Hangman win the Owen, win the belt. Kenny's gonna come and Kenny with the Continental belt is also gonna go after the other one.
That fucking cop ain't
Troy?
leaving the belt to anyone but Swerve.
Club
Sounds better than a
Tropicana,
good time.
Orange Cassidy.
I would love an Orange Cassidy title. I think that shit might have
I
sailed,
think
but
if
I
it
would
was gonna happen, it would have happened.
But I would love it to happen. I would love it. Ryan's gone for Derby to Brady survives Everest. So I've gone for Kenny Omega because I think if you watch that Kenny Omega Gabe Kidd match, and if Tony Khan hasn't started shredding the fucking AEW booking papers like he's shredding bad tax documents and rewriting whatever he's got going on to fucking put the belt on Kenny within the next 3 weeks, then he needs to have his fucking brain examined.
Yeah. I think you could have, though. I think you could easily have him and Mox have like the best feud over the next couple of weeks, and then have Kenny win.
You could put that belt on Kenny. You could put that belt on Kenny tonight, and no one would give a fuck. They'd be like, "Yeah, this makes sense."
I mean, to be fair, mate, you could put that belt on Powerhouse Hobbs tonight, and no one would give a fuck because the Death Riders angle will be over and done with.
I know, but like, if you could give me like another Kenny and Mox feud. Like,
oh yeah, I'd like Kenny and Mox.
The Death Riders have less heat than the UK did last week.
Listen, I loved Death Riders. Okay, I'm not gonna get on with this bashing, but I just want
somebody's got to.
Yeah,
at least Pac's keeping busy, which is nice.
Yeah.
Right on that note, then I think we're all done. Yeah, we'll come back to this next year and see how well we did. And if I've made another tag team split up.
Can I just say something that at the next OTP show, our podcast is sponsoring the Rumble at the next Off the Page show.
Oh, nice.
Do we get to add an entrance?
That's special.
I'm gonna slide into Ben Cecil's DMs and sell him the world of Cecil Nix in a OTP Rumble.
Oh, Ben Cecil and Cecil Nix, they could be a tag team.
Well, exactly.
Double Cecil.
Yes. But yeah, we're sponsoring that. That's going to be a super fun show. It's on like the 4th of Feb or some 4th or 8th of Feb. In Warrington. I'm going to be there. Joe's going to be there. It's going to be super fun.
I need to go at one point because I really want to go to that burger place.
I'm going to Infinite this weekend.
Oh, there on Saturday. Woo, woo.
We're getting FTM versus the Young Guns.
Oh.
Yeah.
Lovely stuff.
I am excited.
Richie's going to get hit so fucking hard with a chop that he's going to think there's going to be a Katsu Curry following it.
You know what's amazing?
He's going to wake up in Wade Smith.
I've got to go somewhere where Lewis Johnson's a face, so he can't be mean to me.
Lewis Johnson called me out on games, and I'm waiting for a response to my challenge of Tekken 7.
He's got to listen to this podcast, so
Troy knows. Troy knows.
Throw it out.
Troy knows what's in Lewis's future.
I know very well.
Right, on that note, with that challenge laid down, I think it's time for us to get out of here. Yeah, thank you very much for joining us, everyone.
I'll buy you Tekken, Lewis. I'll buy you Tekken 7.
This was meant to last half an hour, and it all went a bit sideways, so thanks for sticking with us. We'll be back soon to talk about stuff. I don't know. See you later. Ta-ra.
Bye.
Bye.